So I have a question for you. I'm going to say a word, and I want you to think about what response you have when I say the word. Routine. So when I said that, did you feel your heart sink a bit? Lots of people hate routine. Lots of people think it's boring, it's dull, and a lot of people do whatever they can to escape routine. And today, I'm going to talk to you in praise of routine. Because one of the things that I keep hearing from people I'm working with is just how busy they are. So many people tell me that it's really difficult to get everything done because they're so busy attending meetings and answering phone calls and checking email and so on. And the amount of time they have to actually get their heads down and work on something new is getting squeezed all the time. It seems that practically everybody I talk to has challenges with their time management. So, this is where routine can be really useful. Just grab a piece of paper and write me a list of all the things that you do every week. I mean, all the things that you do every week. Things like, checking emails, making telephone calls, meeting with members of your team, talking to suppliers. Other things you have to file like reports or expenses, that kind of thing. So just keep jotting down all the things that you have to do every week. My guess is that there will be at least half a dozen things that you keep coming back to and doing over and over again. Now, do you have a routine for dealing with those things? Because if you don't, then I really think you're missing a trick. You see, if you don't have a set time and a set day when you do all of those things, what that essentially means is that every single week of your life, you're having to make decisions about when to do this list of things that you've just jotted down. So if you're always having to decide when to do something, that really is a waste of your time. If you know you have to fill in a regular weekly report, well, why not do it at the same time every week? Because then it just happens. You don't have to keep thinking, when am I going to get my report done? It just has its time slot and you get it done. So have a think about that today. As you look down that list that you just jotted down, are there things that you could schedule at regular times? So, for example, email. Everybody gets email, I know. Well, how often do you look at your email? That's the question. Do you have it set up so that every time somebody sends you an email, you get a pinging sound or something flashing up on your screen? Or do you have it set up so that you're in charge of when you give it your attention? If you do, that's definitely a step in the right direction. The next step, then, is to allocate certain hours of the day and of the week to checking your email. I know it's tempting when perhaps you're getting a little bit bored with what else you're doing to think, I'll just have a quick look at my email. But then you've distracted yourself and getting back into doing whatever it was will take a bit more time. So that's also a waste of time. So what if you were to say, okay, half an hour at the start of the day, half an hour at the end of the day, and a couple of 15-minute slots in the middle of the day, I'll look at my email. And the rest of the time, I'll keep it switched off and I'll ignore it. Well, you won't know unless you give it a go. Sometimes setting things up as a matter of routine can take a little bit of getting used to. But for most people, once you do that, what you'll find is that it makes life so much easier. You're stopping having to make all those decisions about when am I going to get something done, and a lot of the things that you have to do regularly just happen. So if you like the sound of that, what I recommend is that you introduce a little bit more routine into your life today.